If you dread looking at your credit card statements, you're not alone. Debt can feel crippling, but Upstart can help you on your path to financial freedom. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, all online. Upstart knows you're more than just your credit score and is expanding access to affordable credit. And this is what I love most about Upstart, that unlike other lenders, Upstart considers your income and current employment to find you a smarter rate for your loan. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate up front for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/ratchet. That's upstart.com/ratchet. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined by your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/ratchet. Hi friends, MeUndies believes that comfort is about more than what's touching your skin. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin. That's why MeUndies not only uses sustainable, breathable, soft as heck fabric, but they also give you endless styles to choose from. It's total comfort from the inside out. I'm currently wearing the stretch cotton high waist brief in black. You know, that's my favorite color. It's very, very comfortable, like sitting on a heaven cloud. Never leave your couch again with a MeUndies membership, a monthly subscription that sends new pairs right to your door. Each month you'll choose new undies, socks, or a bralette and pick the style, color, and print that feels the most you. Fun, right? Plus, enjoy discounted pricing, free shipping, and exclusive early access to new launches. Love your butt and get the membership. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. To get 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/ratchet. That's MeUndies.com/ratchet. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those who don't identify as either, you are listening to Ratchet and Respectable with Demetria L. Lucas. Greetings, listeners. I come to you today from Maryland. After 4 amazing, absolutely amazing days in New York, I am back home in Maryland with my parents, getting ready to set sail or board a plane for the final leg of my Odyssey. I'm very, very excited. I'm also very, very tired. I told you the Maryland leg of my trip was supposed to be my relaxation, but I was trying to keep up with my retired parents and their very active social schedule, which wore me out. And then once I got to New York, I hit the ground running. If you've been following the Odyssey on social media, I've updated almost play by play. I left a few things out. I had such an amazing time over those 4 days that I called my mother at midnight on Saturday, I guess Sunday, and was like, I'm bringing my talents back to the East Coast. I'm moving back to New York. To which my mother was like, what? I halfway meant it. I'll probably move back to New York at some point, but I'm not doing it anytime soon. But yeah, it was one of those nights. Every day in New York, at least for this weekend, it wasn't that way when I was living there, but it was a lot of those days. But every day that I had in New York, I felt like I was living at a level 10. And that's the way that I like to live. I understand it's not sustainable on an everyday basis. Like sometimes you have to buckle down and do work and do things that you don't want to. And sometimes they're just boring days. But like I never hit a level 10 when I'm in LA. And I really want to live at a 10 or at least close to it. I want to have 10 days. But in LA, I've never had that. And honestly, ever since I've been on the Odyssey, every single day has been a 10. Even days when it rained on the trip or my flight was massively delayed or whatever, things that life just flows at you. Like I always felt the day always had some sort of major 10 moment. And I was like, how do I get that into my regular life? And it's not just because I'm on vacation. When I lived in New York, I definitely had 10 days on a semi-regular basis. And even living in DC, 10 days, they were a little more far out than New York, but I would have 10 days where I was like, yes, I am operating at my highest capacity for living. I got to figure out how to get 10 level days in LA, even if they don't occur as close together as the way they do in New York or even DC. I need some 10s. I really do. I forgot what it was like to live at that level. It feels amazing. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I still haven't been paying attention to the news. I haven't turned a TV screen on in a very long time. Not since I left. Whoa. Not since before I left LA. I haven't really turned on the news. I get most of my news through social media anyway, which is not a thing that I think intelligent people do, but it's what I do right now. Oops. What have I been reading about? I read about DaBaby, who, before all these shenanigans, the only thing I really knew about him was the time people on social media thought he had a really large penis, but then it turned out to be someone else's penis. Do you remember that? Whoever's penis it was massively impressive, but DaBaby did come out and say that it was not his penis. And then I knew of him from the BET Awards. He had a video when the world was closed and everything was virtual, but he shot this video, I want to say, with like a police officer's foot on his neck or his head, probably his neck. I thought it was a good video. I think we talked about that on here. One of my friends was like, that was disrespectful as shit. It was right after the George Floyd murder. And my friend was like, the lyrics don't match. He's just doing it for sensationalism because everybody's talking about George Floyd. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of what art is sometimes. But he thought it was really offensive. I thought it was dope. I actually thought he was like a nice looking guy. He's a little guy, hence DaBaby. But I thought he was like, a nice looking guy. I thought he had beautiful teeth. Like, I can't name a song of his, but I know there was one that I liked. But he shitted on any goodwill that most people had for him. We talked about this a couple of episodes ago. I'm not going to go into detail with it, but he got on the stage at Rolling Loud and just made some bizarre comments. Like he wanted people who didn't have HIV or AIDS to like put their phones in the air, which like, what? He said a bunch of phobic shit to the LGBTQ community, then saying stupid shit about HIV AIDS. As a result of his commentary, Lollapalooza, which is that huge music festival in Chicago, the pictures have been circulating everywhere. Meg Thee Stallion performed, and there's a shot of the crowd, which it's so many people. Oh my God. Like, I don't remember the numbers. Was it like 70,000, 80,000? If not more. But a lot of people went to Lollapalooza, and DaBaby was scheduled to perform. Lollapalooza promptly canceled him. A couple other shows canceled him as well. He was supposed to be doing something at the Governor's Ball in New York, and they canceled him. And he was also supposed to be doing something in Las Vegas, and they canceled his performance too. There was another performance, I want to say in the UK, they canceled him as well. So earlier today, he released a statement apologizing for his comments at Rolling Loud, which he needed to do. Wait, where's the full statement? Did I take a picture of it? Give me a second. But it was bullshit. It was clearly written by a publicist, which, great. Your publicist should do most of your writing when you're in the middle of a scandal. That's probably best. But like, it wasn't in his voice at all. He's clearly just trying to save his ass. Here we go. This is in the New York Times. He said, social media moves so fast that people want to demolish you before you even have an opportunity to grow, educate, and learn from your mistakes. As a man who has had to make his own way from very difficult circumstances, having people I know publicly working against me, knowing that what I needed was education on these topics and guidance, has been challenging. You've needed education on guidance on how not to say stupid shit about AIDS and HIV in the year of our Lord 2021? He's 29. You don't know no better than that? You needed someone to educate and inform you, again, in the year of our Lord 2021, about how not to make homophobic remarks? Like, are you serious? Like, you haven't seen a plethora of people go down in flames for saying ignorant shit about the LGBTQIA community? You really needed to be further educated and informed not to say dumb shit about them? Really? Tons of other people have managed not to. Okay. You knew. You thought the shit was cute. So you said it. And you didn't expect, for whatever bizarre reason, for it to be this level of backlash. I mean, I guess you thought it was going to be like, oh, I don't know, how people talk about black women. People say all sorts of crazy ish about black women. And it's part of their marketing plan. Because they know if they say it, there's going to be an outrage black women are going to write about. And every single article is going to say XYZ rapper who has a new album, who was performing XYZ song on stage at XYZ, it's going to end up as roundabout promo. And then a lot of men, they bond over their hatred of black women. So you were going to get more interest in your music possibly. LGBTQIA folk, they don't play that shit. And I'm glad they don't. I also wish that other communities, black folk included, black women specifically, because I have skin in that game too, I wish folks would cancel as quickly and go as hard when people say crazy-ish about us. I saw this commentary floating around, and I want to say it was from, let me not guess, DJ Academics. Actually, I'm not going to paraphrase it. I'll just read it to you. He said, quote, "It's just weird how festivals are putting out these elaborate statements about how much they care about humanity, and because of that, can't have DaBaby on the show for what he said. Yet 90% of the artists they book, music is about drugs and murder, and that's totally fine for them." It's a point. These companies got to choose whether they are prioritizing the art or the morality, because they all seem like hypocrites when they try to get on a high horse canceling artists. Hip-hop is a genre filled with imperfect individuals telling stories. Why even fuck with it if you want saints? I actually agree with him to a degree. These companies having so much concern about his statements because they affected LGBTQ folks, but we're fine putting him on the lineup when, without listening to a bunch of his music, I'm sure he dropped 1 million N-bombs and calls women bitches or worse. I'm sure of it, because that's what so much of hip hop is today. And if he was one of the artists that don't, that would be part of the marketing plan, and it would be heavily marketed towards women. His music is not. I'm going to go check it out before this podcast airs just to double check, because I like to know that I'm right when I make statements like that. On a hunch, I got a strong hunch that I'm correct. Nobody cared about that. And to be clear, I'm not saying at all don't give a fuck about homophobia. What I'm saying is give as much of a fuck about sexism and racism with these other artists as you do to homophobia. Let the way that we react to homophobia, where there's mass outrage and where people get canceled very quickly, and when brands and festivals distance themselves from people over homophobia, let them treat sexism and racism in the very same way. That's what I would like to see. By all means, like, you want to be a sexist, a racist, a homophobe, whatever. I mean, that's your choice to be it. But the idea that you can do 2 of the 3 and it's a celebrated art form, and then you cross the line to the other, and again, sudden morality happens. I get what DJ Academics is saying. I don't like the way he said it, because what he's saying is you let everything else fly, so let this fly too. No, you don't let this fly. You shouldn't let everything else fly either. I think it's fascinating that he's getting canceled in this way. I haven't seen anything like this since Chrisette Michele. And I'm actually fascinated that it's happening to him. Black men usually get away with this a lot more. I'm a guess that behind the scenes, he also might be an ass to work with. Black men usually don't get canceled this quickly over homophobia. But I'm glad to see it. I mean, he did this shit to himself. I don't know what he wants. There was no reason for him to get on stage and say that dumb shit. So, womp. In good black news this week, Simone Biles is returning to competition. She is going to, I think it's tomorrow, she's going to compete in the balance beam final at the Tokyo Olympics. I sincerely hope that she feels well enough to perform, because last we heard from her, she was like, my mind ain't right, and her mind and body were not in sync. And there was a case of, I think, what she was calling the twisties. I was reading about her the other day, and it was saying that sometimes as a gymnast, you lose sense of up and down. Your body and mind just aren't connecting, and it's very dangerous. Apparently that's what was happening with her, and she didn't feel confident in performing. And she was also really clear, like, I am having some mental health issues. She got a lot of support. She did say that she felt the love from the audience and the fans. So good for her. That's what we wanted. But there was also significant backlash. And I hope that the people who had much shit very loudly to say about her decision to back out of the Olympics, I hope that that did not affect her decision to return. I want her to be in her best mental health. I want her to be in her best physical health. If she is not at her best, then I would hope that she would sit it out. And if she feels great and she's ready to compete, then I'm all here for her. I'm just worried about her. That's all. And like genuine concern. You know, not to say that there's a timeline on cleaning up mental health situations, but, you know, I would feel if something's like severe enough that you have to pull out of the Olympics, no less, because you're not feeling up to par because you're, really, in some shit, that it would take more than a week to clear up. So I hope that it's not the pressure that's returning. I hope that she's just feeling like she's in a good space and she's ready to compete again. So I will be rooting for her. God willing, I will be watching. I may be on a plane when she's competing. I have to go look and see what time she comes on. But I definitely want to support her. I like Simone Biles. I think I saw that Lizzo is coming out with a new album. She posted on Instagram. She appears to be in Versace, dripping in gold and diamonds, looking beautiful as ever. Lizzo is a gorgeous girl. I'm not really a fan of all the ass shaking, but that's me. And just to be clear, it's not because it's big ass shaking. When Meg was shaking her ass in her latest video, I was like, this is a lot for me. I'm not telling you to do anything different. I'm not telling you to stop shaking your ass. I'm just saying, I'm going to look away while you shake your ass. You do you. This is just not my thing. I'll look away. I'll come back when you put just a bit more clothing on. But it says new era, bitch. Lizzo. Rumors. 8/13. So I think we're getting a new album. Or is that a new single? I don't know. Whatever it is, I'll be here for it. I like Lizzo's crazy twerking, flute playing, mini octave hitting, good singing self. I think sometimes folks forget Lizzo can sing. She has an amazing voice. People get lost in the ass shaking and the half nakedness, but the girl can sing. She's genuinely talented. She's just wild. Just a little wild. She young. I don't say she's like 30 something. She's fine. Carry on. What else is on my list of things? Oh, did you see this this trailer for House of Gucci? I was sitting at dinner with Bevy up in Harlem. My friend Arlene was in Harlem, so she stopped by and she asked me, like, it just out of the blue, she was like, did you see the trailer for House of Gucci? And then everybody at the table was like, oh my God, the trailer for House of Gucci. And I was like, what is House of Gucci? And they were like, you haven't seen House of Gucci? No, because I just asked, what is House of Gucci, y'all? It's a film. I believe it's going to be in theaters. It's starring Lady Gaga. It's a family drama murder mystery. And it's very borderline camp, but with amazing clothes, because Gucci, apparently the Gucci family is upset about it because they're like, yo, you're portraying us in a terrible light. I don't know if there's a lawsuit, or yet, I should say. But yeah, it looks amazing. But I wasn't like, falling on the floor, rolling around about it. Like, my friends were like, oh my God, House of Gucci. And I was like, get a grip. It looks good, but it's not like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of it like something to compare it to, which I was like, oh my God, this is the most exciting thing that I've ever seen. I can't wait. It's not like Black Panther 2. It's not that. It's just, it looks good, but not, oh my God, House of Gucci. Although I tried to type it in like House of in Google, and Gucci trailer is the first thing that comes up. Apparently a lot of people are like standing for this trailer. Maybe because it's Gaga, who looks unrecognizable. She's actually a really good actress. What did I see her in? The thing with Bradley Cooper and everybody thought they were together. Was it Bradley Cooper? I get my white people confused. Sometimes, I'm not trying to be racist, sometimes they really do look alike though. And I'm not saying all white people look alike. I'm saying Hollywood gravitates to a certain type of white look. And it ends up with a lot of people that look really similar, almost indistinguishable from one another. That's what I'm saying. House of Gucci. That's really all I have on my list. I'm sure there's other things occurring, but nothing's breaking through right now. And honestly, I'm not really looking for it. I had started earlier today looking at work stuff and I got really frustrated and I was like, you know what? No, the Odyssey is not over. I'm not going back into work mode. I have a couple really big projects that are due shortly after I get back to LA. And I was like, nope, I'm not working on them now. I'm not thinking about it now. Like, I've spent 2 years working my ass off trying to like rebuild my life and being immersed in work almost 24/7. I needed a goddamn break. Like, I was stressed out. And when I get back, there's plenty of work waiting for me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not introducing the horror show that is the news into my life. I'm not dealing with work stuff. I mean, I know the podcast technically is work. It's a job. It pays well. But it doesn't feel like work. This is actually fun. Like, I started doing the podcast for free and did it for free for many months before I started picking up sponsors. The podcast is a labor of love. I was like, do I really want to sort through like all the crazy with like rent moratoriums? I did see something about that. There's no federal rent moratorium. All these evictions are about to happen, which I'm like, y'all really going to evict people when the pandemic is revving up again? And it's a matter of months, if not weeks, before we go into lockdown again. Really? Eviction is how you want to move? It's not a good idea. I was about to say, I should be a politician. Like, I have more sense than several of them. Not all. Several. But I don't want the headaches. Nor the investigation into my private life, because Jesus Christ. I mentioned going on a date when I was in Brooklyn. Folks have been really trying to figure out, like, who I went on a date with. And I'm like, it's not that serious, y'all. So it was a date. I've been on several. It wasn't an engagement. It was just a date, y'all. Calm down. It's all right. I promise you. People, is there going to be a second date? Maybe. Eventually. He lives in Brooklyn. I live in LA. And I'm about to go back to the West Coast tomorrow. Not LA, but I'm headed west. And I'm also not sitting my ass down. One of my friends called, was like, girl, what you doing on these dates? Let's go to Napa. What? Yeah, let's go to Napa. Then I was like, great, let's go to Napa. And she was like, yeah, it's with this sponsor. And I was like, ooh, Napa for free. Even better. Trips are great. Free trips, better. And just for clarity, because people always think the worst. When I say sponsor, I mean corporate sponsor, not like a sugar daddy. I'm a little long in the tooth to be a sugar baby. I also have the disposition. I also earn too much to put up with somebody's bullshit for money. I might not be balling, but the bills are paid. So that's on the horizon. And then another friend was like, hey, you want to go to Cabo? And I was like, well, if I'm in LA, Cabo is like an hour and a half. And she was like, yeah, I've got this timeshare. And if I don't use it, then I lose it. So I was thinking Cabo, and I was like, sure. Free housing? I can find a ticket to Cabo, sis. I'm there. You just give me the dates. Oh, then the Birkin. Angela Benton. We call her Birkin because if you know who Angela Benton is, Google her. You'll understand why we call her Birkin. But she hit me today. She was like, I was following the Odyssey, and I was like, you know what? We need another vacation. And I was like, ma'am, I'm on vacation. But yes, I agree with you. We need another vacation. And so she was like, what about Capri? You think Capri? She was like, I just need to finish some work first. And I was like, yo, let me actually do some work first. I was like, let me alley-oop my 2022 situation because it's already August and I'm a little behind schedule because I ain't been doing shit on this Odyssey. And I was like, then we can discuss Capri. I'll have Capri money. Did I tell y'all what we're doing in 2022? There's two big things. Oh, never mind. I'll tell you in advance so you can prepare because you'll be asked to participate. I think you'll like it. I'm way overdue for it. I've talked about it forever. I think I talked about it, but now I can't remember if I have. And if I haven't, I don't want to jinx it. And if I did, I don't want to talk about it again. Okay, we'll save it until there's an official announcement. How about that? Okay, so you're eating clean. That's good. But are you cleaning clean? You might not know it, but we may be eating a credit card's worth of plastic each week, thanks to the tons and tons of single-use plastic we throw out. Blue Land is trying to fix that. Blue Land was founded on the belief that a cleaner planet starts at home. It's a simple idea. Buy the bottle once, refill it forever. No more plastic waste. Just fill Blue Land's beautiful Instagrammable bottles with warm water. Pop in one of the hand soap or spray cleaner tablets, and within minutes, you have powerful and effective cleaning products in the most incredible sense, like Lily Mint. Blue Land also has convenient laundry and dishwasher tabs that come in chic and compact refillable metal containers instead of big, bulky, disposable plastic tubs. Now, what I love most about Blue Land is the cost. Blue Land has stunning, high-quality forever bottles that start at just $10 when you buy a kit. And they're meant to be reused forever with money-saving refill tablets that start at just $2. So, cut the plastic waste without sacrificing clean. Get Blue Land. You'll love it, and the planet will thank you. Right now, you can get 15% off your first order when you go to blueland.com/ratchet. That's 15% off your first order of any products Blue Land orders at blueland.com/ratchet. blueland.com/ratchet. Hi, friends. MeUndies believes that comfort is about more than what's touching your skin. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin. That's why MeUndies not only uses sustainable, breathable, soft as heck fabric, but they also give you endless styles to choose from. It's total comfort from the inside out. I'm currently wearing the stretch cotton high waist brief in black. You know, that's my favorite color. It's very, very comfortable, like sitting on a heaven cloud. MeUndies offers classic colors to ridiculous prints. It's all so you can fully express yourself in your own unique way. MeUndies are also available in a range of sizes from extra small to 4XL. Never leave your couch again with a MeUndies membership, a monthly subscription that sends new pairs right to your door. Each month you'll choose new undies, socks, or a bralette and pick the style, color, and print that feels the most you. Fun, right? Plus, enjoy discounted pricing, free shipping, and exclusive early access to new launches. Love your butt and get the membership. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. To get 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/ratchet. That's MeUndies.com/ratchet. We have a special treat this week. Remember I told you a while ago, my friend is texting me right now about her outfit for our next location. One of my friends is meeting me, and she was like, I'm wearing all black leather. I was like, girl, it's going to be 100 degrees. She's like, all black leather. I think I'm wearing pink ruffles because that's what I have in my suitcase. I'm not going shopping between now and our big event. That's not the point. The point is, I told you that my dad had his 80th birthday, and I asked him if he would come back to Ratchet and Respectable, and he said that he would. I said, what do you want to talk about? I think I told you this. He was like, whatever you want to talk about. And I was like, I want to talk about what you want to talk about. And he was like, this conversation isn't going anywhere. So I was supposed to ask you guys to send questions for my dad. I forgot to do that because I was gallivanting in New York. There was lots of champagne and mezcal. Speaking of mezcal, I mixed mezcal and sorrel when I was in New York. I was at this African chop house event. If you've been following the Odyssey on social media, it's the one my friend told me to come to. It'll be African men of means there. And I was like, I'm there. I get to the event. They have ginger margaritas, which it was amazing, but it was just strong. Like he gave me a lot of tequila and a lot of ginger. Ginger is like intense. So we cut it with sorrel. Genius. Tequila and sorrel is an amazing blend of culture. This is how culture is meant to come together. Mezcal and sorrel. Twist the lime over ice. Amazing. That's not the point. The point is, I drank too much, did too much, and forgot to post the questions from my dad. But my friend has this really great site. He used to do it. I don't think he does it anymore, but this is my way of getting him to revive it. He used to have this Instagram series. It was a page called Black Suns, BLKSUNS. It was really good. He would interview Black men and ask them a series of questions about their lives. And I got put onto it when Bevy Smith, her dad, he did it. And it's a really good series. And he was in his 90s when he did it, maybe like 91, 92. 93 even. It was a while ago. He's since passed, may he rest in peace. But his answers were so amazing. And I showed it to my dad at the time. And I was like, I love this. I want you to do it. And the gentleman behind it, he has Southern roots. I think there's Florida. I think there's Texas. But there's also a little Mississippi thrown in there. So when I mentioned to my dad, I was like, oh, my friend, he has Jackson roots. He was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Because he was on the fence before. When he heard there was a man from Mississippi involved, he was really all in. So my friend doesn't do Black Suns anymore, which is really disappointing because it was a really amazing series. But I found the page on Instagram. It's still active. So I asked my dad the questions that the interviewees from Black Suns used to answer. So give me a second. I'm going to go set this whole situation up in the kitchen. Just keep in mind, my parents, their house is loud. The TV is loud. Where we're setting up is by the laundry room. I was like, Mom, can you stop the dryer too? And she just looked at me like I was crazy. So you may hear the dryer in the background. You may hear, we have like one of those water container things. Sometimes it makes weird noise. You may hear that as well. You may hear the loud TV from the living room because the Olympics is on. And my mom, that's like the best TV in the house. My mom was watching the Olympics and I'm just going to leave it at that. So you may hear the Olympics in the background. I'm just letting you know in advance. But hold on. I'm going to go get Dad. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you say testing, 1, 2, 3, Dad?
Testing, 312.
Dad, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. This is in celebration of your 80th birthday.
My 80th birthday?
Your 80th birthday. You just turned 80, Dad. Do you remember?
I do remember.
What do you remember about your birthday party?
Well, we had a good time.
What was the best part of your birthday party?
My birthday party?
Yeah.
All of the people that came and showed their respect. And it was just enjoyable.
Okay.
It was enjoyable to see you be back together again.
It's been a while. I hadn't seen you.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to launch into the questions. Where are you from?
I'm from Collins, Mississippi.
What stands out about Collins?
That's a good question.
You're being so formal. You're not this formal. Why are you so formal right now?
Collins, Mississippi. I don't know, just growing up there. In fact, I really didn't know anything else outside of Collins.
Do you ever miss it?
Miss Collins?
Yeah.
Not really. I've been gone so long. Yeah, but I have a lot of thoughts about it.
When you think about Collins, what's the first thing that pops in your head?
I think about my family, my mom, my dad, my aunts, uncles, all the good folks that I grew up with. Had a lot of support from the community.
Yes. You were just down there to see your lake.
I was down to see my lake. I was down to visit my sister. And I visited some other friends from school. I don't have too many high school friends left because they're all gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, most of them are. In fact, I had two to leave last year from the virus. They're two of my really good friends.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What is your occupation? What was your occupation?
Well, I'm a retired lobbyist, but I had a lot of occupations before I retired.
What else did you do?
Well, I worked as a DJ, which I enjoyed. That's probably the best job I ever had.
I think that's part of the reason I'm a podcaster is because you were a DJ.
I didn't pay that much, but I had a lot of fun.
I'm sure.
Yep.
You were a DJ during the Motown era in Detroit.
I was a DJ during the Motown era. I met a lot of the Motown people. It was enjoyable.
Who was your favorite Motown person?
That's a good question. Yes, I met a lot of them, and I gotta know quite a few of them. Maybe meeting Tammy Terrell, and the way that I met Tammy Terrell.
How did you meet Tammy Terrell?
I was leaving work one day, and I decided to stop in the 20 Grand.
I knew this story was going to involve the 20 grand. Oh my God.
And they had a bowling alley in the 20 Grand.
They had a bowling alley in the club?
And the 20 Grand was in the basement of the 20 Grand.
Okay.
And I came in and I sat at the bar, and there were two ladies that were sitting further down the bar. And they asked me if I was afraid. I jumped up and said, "Oh, no, indeed not." So I ran down and they bought me a drink. I didn't know who I was talking to. And finally it came up that she was Tammy Terrell. Well, I didn't act excited, but I was really excited. And, that was pretty cool.
What was she like?
With Tammy?
Yeah.
Oh, she was a beautiful lady. Had just a lot of personality. And just a really good person.
What I know about Tammy Terrell is the duets with Marvin Gaye, yeah?
Yeah.
And then she died young, yeah?
Yeah.
Brain aneurysm, stroke, something. Or was it more violent than that?
Well, it was something like that.
Okay. Yeah, as I thought. You knew Marvin Gaye, too.
I've met Marvin Gaye, yes.
You played golf with Marvin Gaye, didn't you?
I did.
Why are you being so modest right now?
Well,
Fine. He doesn't like to talk about his, friends and life, which makes this a weird interview. Fine, we're moving along. What is your passion in life?
keep living.
You're passionate about living.
You know.
What do you fear?
Right now, I have no fears.
No?
No.
Is that because you're 80?
Yeah.
What did you fear?
Not making 80.
Good answer. Good answer. If we were on Family Food, I'd be clapping right now. Good answer. What is courage?
I don't know.
When have you ever felt courageous?
All my life.
What makes you say that?
Well, I've always wanted to exceed, wanted to do well, wanted to have a family that's doing well, have a young lady like you that's doing well.
Flattering the host will get you everywhere. I want you to tell me of a time when you were like scared to do something and you did it anyway. Because I feel like that's kind of what courage is. It's not the absence of fear. It's like the presence of it, but you push forward.
I guess when I made the decision that I was going to leave the federal government and go in the private industry.
Why was that scary?
Well, it wasn't really scary. It was something that I knew I wanted to do. I wasn't pleased with what I was doing at that time. I had advanced probably as high as I was going to advance, maybe another promotion. But I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And once I made the decision and I got the opportunity, I left. And we all moved from Washington area to Houston, Texas.
Oh, that was your first non-federal job?
Other than when I was in the military.
Oh. Will you talk about that? You've told me about that.
About what?
I can edit this out if you want. But when you got to Houston and you lost your job, or you got laid off.
Yeah, that was tough times. Because, we bought a house, had a couple of cars. We had you in private school, and no jobs in in Houston. And I knew I had to get back to Washington. And it was really, really tough, and it took me a long time. It took me almost a year to get back. But we made it. And once we got back, things started to really fall in place and started to roll, and we made it work.
What did you tell yourself to get through that time? Because, as someone who, life is kind of falling apart and you're just not sure, you're hoping for the best, but you're not sure it's coming. So what did you tell yourself to get through that?
Well, that was the time that I had to look in the mirror and say, brother, you got to make it happen.
That's it?
You got to make it happen. That's the guy that I was working with before I got fired. He said, there's one out there for you. You just got to go find it. And it took a long time to find it. But the one thing that happened was that they, after being laid off, they gave me a consulting contract for a year. And it was a decent consulting contract. But it wasn't to do any work, really. It was for me to find a job and, to get out of Houston and go where I needed to go and do what I needed to do in order to support you all, meaning your family.
Was it really that bad if you were still getting a check?
Yeah, but I wanted to know, when I was going to get the next one, and when it was going to really be real. And I came back to Washington and because I knew if I got back to Washington, things would click.
You'd figure it out.
Oh, yeah, because I had the contacts.
That's kind of how I feel about New York.
Yeah.
You're not going to comment on that. Okay. What is freedom to you?
It's being able to maneuver and do some of the things that you really want to do. Because I don't think there's ever an opportunity in life that you can do everything that you want to do in life. Because you usually have goals, and your goals are subject to change from time to time. And sometimes from day to day, depending on the situation.
What is your weakness?
I was always a poor writer.
Really?
Yep.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yep. And when I was working, I always kept good writers around me. I always knew good writers. When I had people working under me, I always kept a good writer close to me.
You had a column with the national black newspaper. It's like a syndicated column.
Yep, but that's when I was working with the pharmaceutical industry, and we went through the communications department in order to get my column together. But I had a lot of influence in what was in my column, and I made sure that it was what I wanted to say and everything. And it's not that I'm a bad writer. I'm just
Not your strength.
It's not my strength, no.
What is your strength?
Putting the right people at the table.
You're a connector.
A connector, but putting the right people at the table at the right time, seating the right people in the right seats at the table, because it's very important.
It is.
Yep.
I just realized the other day I have that trait. Like someone called me about something totally unrelated. They wanted to know if there was, if I knew a junior high school principal at a black school in South LA. And I was like, I know a high school principal and she's black. She got to know, and she's from LA. So she got to know somebody. And so I hit her up and she was like, yeah, my soror is over this school. What do you need? And like, there's synergy. And this school is about to get like a whole lot of money. But yes, I have that trait.
Yeah. But my goal was to meet as many people as I could meet and to help a lot of people. And I have helped a lot of people. But I've had help from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your pet peeve?
Bullshit.
Dad. What defines bullshit? What is your definition of bullshit that is your pet peeve?
I don't think we'd better put that on there.
What age do you feel?
Today? I think I feel 80 plus 1.
Oh, today's not a good day?
Well, I just feel 80 plus 1.
Just 80 plus 1. Okay.
It could be one day, 1 year.
80 plus 1.
Yeah.
What is one regret that you have?
I guess I could use the term in the song My Way. Regrets, I have a few, but really too few to mention.
You're obsessed with that song, just so you know.
No, I like the song because it says a lot of things that relates to me.
Like what?
I kind of did life my way. I maneuvered around, and it's like when I went to school, Jackson State was a teacher's college when I went there. And I got a degree in elementary education. But it was a long time after I started. But I knew I didn't want to teach. But I knew I wanted to be in broadcasting. I knew I would be on some form of communications. But at that time, I'd never been in a radio station. I'd never been around a newspaper. But I knew it was something important. But I did know that at some point I would be in Washington, D.C.
Why D.C.? What was D.C. representing to you?
I don't know. My dad, we got the papers every day. We got the Jackson Advocate, which was a black paper out of Jackson. And we got the Clarion Ledger, which was a daily paper. And he would read it from front to back. And after my dad got his neck broke, he would have me to read it to him. And a lot of the stories that we'd read about would be Washington. A lot of the things that would be that would make sense as to what's going on and why it's going to happen and when it's going to happen was in Washington. And that was intriguing to me. And I was one happy camper when I made it to Washington. And I made it to Washington when I was working for the Census Bureau in Detroit. And the first time they sent me to Washington, I was happy. I knew eventually I would be here. And I've been here over 40 years, and I've really enjoyed it.
It has been 40 some odd years.
Oh, yeah.
What was the last thing that made you cry?
There are several things. I guess like the George Floyd situation. I shedded some tears behind that because it was bad. It was sad. It was nothing positive about that. There are a lot of other things that's in the news. But the one thing that I can remember is my mom died.
That was the first time I ever saw you cry.
Yeah. And I still think about that. But it was different when my dad died. I was much younger, but it was a lot longer. Both were very influential in my life. But I guess there's something about the mom that kind of really, really stuck. Not that I'm minimizing my father's death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But moms are moms.
Moms are moms.
Moms are moms.
Yeah.
What was the last thing to make you laugh?
Oh, some of the things that you say on your podcast.
I'm so tickled by that. A lot of people listen to this podcast.
I know.
Like when I was out and about, like in New York, like the same way people used to come up to me about the blog, like, I don't know, 15 years ago. Now they come up about the podcast. And it's a different way than with either one of the books or even with the movie. But the podcast, like, resonates in a different way.
Yeah, because I have people that call me when it's really late, ask me, what's wrong with the podcast? I go, hey,
Oh, God.
I don't know. I have a cousin, distant cousin, down in Memphis. She called me, is something wrong with Demetria? I'm sitting on the porch waiting to listen to the broadcast.
Look, it's been late as hell. It's been going up like Friday night, like as of late because of the Odyssey. Oh, the beeping noise is the dryer. Let me get that. Let's see, where were we? What was the last time you were afraid?
I don't know. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, when I was in driving from Jackson, Mississippi down to Collins, it was raining so hard I couldn't see, and a big truck passed by me and had water all over my car.
Oh dear.
But I don't think that's the kind of afraid that you wanted.
No, it all counts. It all counts. What makes you happy?
Seeing you happy, seeing my family happy, seeing my friends happy, seeing people happy.
What makes you sad?
Waking up in the morning with another pain that I didn't have before I went to sleep.
Is that 80? What do you always say about 80? Like it's good to grow old, but it's inconvenient?
Oh, that's what your grandma used to say. Getting old is a privilege, but it sure is an inconvenience. Yeah, and I'm beginning to really understand that. But that was one of her sayings.
She had lots of sayings.
Yeah, but that was one I remember. And now I can really relate to it.
What's most important in life?
Health. Having your health. So without your health, you don't have a lot going for you.
Thoughts of life.
Thoughts of life?
Yeah, that's the question. Thoughts of life.
I don't know. Thoughts of life, I guess, would be your dreams, your hopes, and your wishes.
Thoughts of death.
Where do you go?
That's an amazing answer. I thought you were going to say something about, like, your funeral plans. Which, by the way, bothers me. I mean, I know you had to do it, and you had to share it with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I can't listen to My Way anymore.
Why?
Because I told you that the other day when they played it at Johnny's birthday party. But, like, I can't hear the song anymore without thinking of your funeral arrangements. Every time I hear the song, I think about it.
Well, I'm not doing any different than my mom did. My mama, she planned hers. It was really good. I mean, we didn't have to do a lot. I think it's very important.
No, I think it's important. I know why you did it. I know it's necessary. But, like, when she gave you her plans, like, that didn't, like, freak you out?
No. It was basically what she wanted me to do, and I followed it, as closely as I could. Because the one thing that she did say, that she didn't want a service more than 1 hour. If it was more than 1 hour, it was too long. If the preacher was preaching, look at your clock, get up and stop him, and say, let's go.
What if I don't follow your plans? Are you going to come back and haunt me?
No. I don't know where I'll be.
It's like, I don't know where I'll be.
But since we're on that subject, though,
Yes.
there's one thing that people and your listeners all need to take a serious thought about, and that's doing a will. I don't care what you have or what you don't have. You just need to put it. You need to put it in writing. And most people don't do it, and there's just so many confusions and just that could be eliminated if you had that.
Okay.
And I've mentioned that to you, and I've mentioned that to somebody else that we know that's very close to us.
Oh my God, are you throwing subliminal shots at mommy on my podcast?
Not at all.
Okay, just checking. Just checking. Just checking. What are you proud of?
My family. All of my family. My nieces, my nephews, their accomplishments. They all, doing good, sufficient. And I'm proud of my accomplishments.
What's your biggest accomplishment?
That's a good question. Because I have a lot. But I guess the recent one was when I got the Congressional Black Caucus Phoenix Award last year. To me, that was big.
That was big.
Yeah, because it came from the members of the Congressional Black Caucus, and I was told that I got all the votes. And that was big.
That's big.
Yeah. They all didn't know me, but the people that, that helped to get it started and everything, they did a good job.
I want to shout out the person behind it, but I know you're not going to do that because you don't name drop.
No.
I know. That's why I didn't. What are you ashamed of?
I don't know.
That's an answer.
But I should be ashamed of something. After 80 years.
I mean, I have things. I ain't saying them on a podcast. I just threw it out there to see what you'd say.
Well, I think we on the same line on that one.
Okay, that's fine. We're moving to the next question.
That was one of those trick questions.
It was a trick question.
Yeah, I know.
But I just thought, I'd throw it out there.
Figured I'd give you a trick answer.
What do you think of when you think of your mother?
I think of... My mom was a beautiful lady. But not only on the outside, on the inside. Mommy, she helped me in every way possible. She helped all of us. It's one thing that my mom was really, really interested in going back to school after I left Jackson State without getting my degree before I went in the military. And she stayed on me until I got that degree. She was happy about it, and it was one of the best decisions that I ever made.
Some things are just better at home sweet home, and Peloton delivers a workout experience that you never imagined was possible right in your own home. Now, what I love most about Peloton is those music-themed classes. I love to listen to Lizzo or Beyonce or Outkast when I'm working out. With epic artist collaborations and instructor-curated playlists, Peloton's music experience is unlike any other. Whether you're in the mood for some hip-hop, pop, or even country, the Peloton Bike has the right music to keep you entertained and motivated all year long. Peloton is also a seamless fit into your lifestyle. When you purchase the Peloton Bike, you get access to live classes and thousands on demand, plus access to the app to get you moving anytime, anywhere. With a boot camp between nap times or a ride before brunch, you can seamlessly fit Peloton into your life. With the Peloton Bike, there's nothing like working out from home. Learn more at onepeloton.com. New members can try Peloton classes for free for 30 days at onepeloton.com/app. Terms apply. That's onepeloton.com. When I'm on the go and don't have time to put on my lashes, I turn to Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. This best-selling mascara mimics the look of lash extensions, but without the damaging effects of glue or expensive salon prices. Even better, Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara is made with clean, nourishing ingredients that support longer, stronger, and healthier looking lashes over time. They have almost 12,000 five-star reviews, and they're a winner of the Allure Best of Beauty 2020 award. All Thrive Cosmetics products are made with clean, high-performance, skin-loving ingredients. Their clinically proven formulas not only highlight your best features, they actually improve your skin over time. All Thrive Cosmetics products are formulated without parabens, sulfates, and phthalates. Thrive Cosmetics also never test on animals. They're Leaping Bunny and PETA certified as 100% vegan and cruelty-free. And one thing that I absolutely love about Thrive Cosmetics is their bold mission that's truly bigger than beauty. For every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates to help women thrive. And these are women emerging from homelessness, surviving domestic abuse, fighting cancer, and more. I love everything about Thrive Cosmetics. Their products are the best I've ever used, and their bigger than beauty mission is truly inspiring. You're going to love them as much as I do. Visit thrivecosmetics.com/ratchet for 15% off your first order. This is an exclusive offer you can only get here. That's Thrive, CAUSEMETICS.com/ratchet for 15% off your first order. Thrivecosmetics.com/ratchet. If you dread looking at your credit card statements, you're not alone. Debt can feel crippling, but Upstart can help you on your path to financial freedom. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, all online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment. Upstart knows you're more than just your credit score and is expanding access to affordable credit. And this is what I love most about Upstart, that unlike other lenders, Upstart considers your income and current employment to find you a smarter rate for your loan. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate up front for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. And even better, you can receive funds as fast as one business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/ratchet. That's upstart.com/ratchet. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined by your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/ratchet. Why did you stay on me so hard about graduating in 4 years when you didn't graduate in 4 years?
No, I didn't. I should have graduated in 62, but I didn't graduate until 69.
So why didn't you let me take my time?
Well, it wasn't that I took my time. I mean, I was working and all this. But it was one of the funniest things. One of the young ladies that I was in school with, we were classmates when I first went there. And she came back when I was there in 68. And luckily that day I had on a suit and tie. And she goes, "Hey, Larry, I didn't know you were teaching back at Jackson State." And I said, "Oh, no, I'm still a student." And she said, "A student? What the hell?"
Look.
I said, 10 years, professional student. I said, no.
It takes some of us a little longer than others.
Oh, yeah.
A little longer
I needed that time to do some of the things that I needed to do.
Yeah, if I tried to say that to you, you would not have heard it at all.
No, but you came out, really good.
I mean, it all worked out.
It all worked out, yeah.
But still, if I tried to move off campus, you wouldn't even let me do that.
Off campus? You had a good place on campus.
I did, but I wanted to move off campus so I could feel like an adult.
You didn't stay on campus that much. You spent most of your time over at Howard.
That's not the point. This is about you, not me. Let's move along, please. Let's move along. Mommy didn't know how much time I spent at Howard until literally last weekend when the New Orleans family was here. We were talking about HBCUs versus PWIs.
Yeah.
And Mommy was like, I don't know, I think Andrea asked me, she was like, "How much time did you spend at Howard?" And I was like, "I went to class at Maryland, and then I left after school on Thursdays and stayed until Monday morning."
Yeah, and I understand you went to some classes at Howard.
Yeah, I did. And the teachers let me stay. They were like, "Who are you and why are you here?" And I was like, "I go to a white school and I don't have any black professors." And they were like, fine, just stay. That was it.
Okay.
I didn't interrupt. I didn't take tests, though.
Yeah.
I just,
Thank you, Howard.
Exactly. Thank you, Howard. Thoughts of your father?
My father, he was a cornerstone of our community. He was an educator. He was a teacher with an 8th grade education. And I really didn't know that he was a teacher until I guess I was in high school, and I used to meet a lot of people, and they would go, "Oh, you Professor Lucas's son." And yeah, he was a really good teacher. And he was very influential in the whole educational system in our community and in the county.
What's the most important thing your dad taught you?
Not to be afraid. To look people in the eye when you talk to them. Give them a firm handshake, regardless to who they were. My dad, he was a serious, deep thinker, and he would put his thoughts to use as far as dealing with community people, or dealing with the good white folks.
The good white folks.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, I remember once when we went to the doctor's office, we would always have to go in the back door, and it had steps that were too high. They were tilted and everything. And one day, we went to the doctor's office, and he said, drive me around to the front. And he drove me around to the front. He got out, and he went up the steps, and he told me to open the front door. And we went through the front waiting room and on back to the doctor's office. And when we got up, we came back out, and from then on, we went through that front door. Nobody said anything, but I never saw another white person go through that front door. Never, ever.
Interesting. What did that teach you?
That you can't just settle for whatever you think might be the norm. That you should try and see what happens.
Okay. What does it mean?
I think you did that with me.
What do you mean? Are you about to bring up that watch?
No.
I was like, are you bringing up that? For the record, can you tell people what I didn't steal the watch. Tell people I asked for the watch.
No, you didn't steal the watch. You asked for the watch.
Thank you. I just want that on the record.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, continue with your thought. I'm sorry. You were saying you think I got away with that with you.
No, I mean, you would try me, and that which was good, just to see how far you could push me, and I didn't have any problems with that.
I realized maybe somewhere in my mid-30s that you really only had 2 rules, which was get my lesson, so get good grades, and don't lie.
Yeah.
And pretty much I could have got away with anything else if I abided by those 2.
Yeah. Well, the lying part, I guess I did. I did my share, and my mom took good care of me for lying too.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. What does it mean to love?
I don't know. I guess I'd have to use the term of love is a thing you cannot explain, but it'll almost drive you insane.
Well.
And I've been crazy a few times.
Okay. I'm going to leave that alone because either you or I may get in trouble. What does it mean to hate?
That was one thing that the term was never used in my household when I was growing up. I couldn't say that I hated somebody.
Even white folks?
Even white folks. And I haven't used it. I've thought it. And there were probably a couple of people that I could put in the hate category. But I guess I let them stay right on the fringes.
What was the last meaningful conversation you had?
I guess with my 80-year-old friend that was at my party, because we talked today. And we were just talking about, growing up and how blessed we were to be where we are, to have accomplished what we accomplished. And really to be able to be mobile.
That's important.
Yeah, that's very important.
What is a misunderstanding people have of you?
I guess sometimes people don't think I'm as serious as I am about things. And sometimes I probably don't present it that way, but I do it intentionally.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, sometimes if you come across too serious, you kind of don't get your real point across. Sometimes it's kind of not what you say, but the way you say it, and how you say it.
Important qualities in a man.
A lot.
Top 3.
Number 1, you have to believe in yourself. Number 2, jealousy is not a good trait. And you have to look in the mirror and know who you're seeing. You have to know who you are before other people can really get an idea of who you are and what you're about. Because I know somebody would probably say it's the way you carry yourself, but people carry themselves. That's kind of, the person. The way you walk, the way you talk, all of that. That's the individual. That's probably just an inherited trait.
Or an affected one.
Yeah.
You can practice presentation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Never thought about it that way. It might be like the song, beauty's only skin deep. But there are just certain things that people have that you kind of see and you don't see.
I feel like you're talking in parables right now. I'm moving to the next question. What is your present state of mind? How would you describe your present state of mind?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just a question on this list. How would you describe your present state of mind? Are you in good spirits?
Oh, I'm in good spirits. I'm at peace with myself. I'm happy with most of my accomplishments. Oh, and one of the things I'm really happy about is my lake.
You in this lake.
Yeah.
Does the lake still have catfish in it?
There's some fish in it.
Oh, not fish.
I've never been fishing, so I don't know.
You've never been fishing?
No.
Not in that lake.
Oh, I think I went fishing once, but I didn't catch anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is this lake for? It's just for aesthetic purposes?
It's something that I always wanted to do when I was growing up. And this little creek that we used to cross. And then somebody told me once that this would be a good...
I think we talked about already the most difficult time in your life. You said that was Houston.
I mean, there were some other difficult times, but that was a tough time for me.
What's the most celebrated time in your life?
My 80th birthday party. I had a good time.
Was that their first big birthday party?
No, I had one when I was 50. So it was 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Yeah, but that was big.
What did you do for 75?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess 80's a bigger accomplishment.
Well, I guess.
I mean...
But all my good friends came by, and they were saying, why you didn't let people talk and say anything?
But no, what if they wanted to give, like, a good speech to say, like, Larry's amazing?
I don't want to hear those speeches. We wanted to have a good time. We wanted to enjoy the music, enjoy the bar, enjoy the other people that were here. And we had some great people here that you could talk to and learn something from.
Agreed. What makes you you? That's the last question.
I guess I don't know anybody else to be.
Is there anything that I didn't ask you about yourself that you want to share?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of yours. I listen to all of your podcasts. And some of my friends call me and we talk about them.
You talk about my podcast with your friends?
And we laugh about them.
You laugh about them. I knew you laughed about them. I didn't know you were having serious conversations about them.
Yeah, we have some serious conversations about that girl crazy.
Have I ever said anything on the podcast that got you in trouble with your friends?
No.
Have I ever said anything on the podcast that you were like, she shouldn't have said that?
Not really. Because I understand. I understand what you're doing.
Yeah. I think I walk right up to the line.
Yeah.
But I don't really cross it very often.
I do. I understand what you're doing.
There's a method to my madness.
There's a message. And I understand it. And I like what you're doing.
You should start a podcast.
That's not going to happen.
I had to throw it out there. They've been asking forever. Like, your dad needs a podcast. No?
No.
You could talk about current events or politics or...
I do. I talk to my friends about them.
Your version of
time.
The group chat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you. It's nice doing business with you.
He always says that. All right. I'm hitting end. Oh, Dad. I'm so happy when I can have him on the show. My regret is that I didn't video record this interview. My dad's faces during this interview, there were some questions. He was like, why are you asking me that shit? Like, hilarious. And then other times, I kept in the pauses so you could hear, I guess, the thought that he was giving to the questions. He takes everything very, very seriously. But his facial expressions during some of those were really good. He actually teared up, I thought, at one question. I wasn't sure, but the eyes got a little sparkly. But I'll leave you to guess which question that was. But yeah, thanks, Dad. Thanks again for coming on Ratchet and Respectable. I love you. Thank you. All right, so that's the episode for this week. I'm on a flight at 8:40 in the morning. I got to be at the airport by 6:30. Make sure I don't miss this flight too. So the next time you hear from me, I'll be in the final city of my Odyssey, and I should have a really great update about something that's about to happen. This is probably the thing. I shouldn't say it's the thing I was most looking forward to. I've been looking forward to different things in every city, but this thing is the reason I had to return to the West Coast. Had to happen. Otherwise, I'd be headed to Chicago, see this Bisa Butler exhibit. I'm totally going to Chicago this summer before the world shuts down again. All right, y'all. Be safe. Wear your mask. If you're not vaccinated, please. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking you to consider it. Not because I think I know better than you, but because infectious disease experts do, and they think you should be vaccinated. That's all I'm saying. I don't know better. I'm just repeating what ER doctors and infectious disease experts say. Sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. I'm actually not. Okay. That's the episode for this week. We'll talk soon. Okay. Bye.